Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Angie. Today gonna be retouching a beauty image. I already halfway through the image. I just pretty much did like my major cleanup and the tonality of the image, such as curves and tones. So pretty much I'm gonna be working on the skin, the lips, the makeup, basically what you guys are really interested in. So what I'm gonna be starting with working is with the lips now, and basically I'm just making a selection of the lips with my pen tool. I'm going to be making a selection with my pen tool all around the lips to make a nice sharp line that is still natural looking and makes the lips really stand out on their own. So pretty much, if you don't know how to work the pen tool, I have another tutorial on my channel that you can find under my videos showing you exactly how the pen tool works and all of that good stuff. So yeah, so I'm making a selection of my lips, or at least I'm trying to make a selection of my lips right now. Sometimes working with Photoshop gets a little tricky, even when you've been doing it many years. I want to make sure that my selection it still looks natural looking and not like too superficial or sharp, and it still has the natural curves that the lips would have. So once I am happy with the shape that I've selected, I'm just going to continue all around the lip. That's perfect. And what I do is that I basically left click on this selection and just click make selection, and that makes a selection, and I'm gonna feather it 1%, so it's nice and soft and not too sharp. And I'm going to name this lips. I should name this lips lighten, since I'm gonna be setting that layer to lighten mode. So I'm setting my brush to lighten, and I'm setting my layer to lighten as well. I'm gonna be using my bracket keys to make my brush smaller and bigger. And I wanna make sure that I have this selection inversed. That way I'm working on the outside of the lips and not the inside. So I'm pretty much using the clone stamp tool set to lighten. And I'm just cloning from the area out close to the lip line. Again, the reason why this is set to lighten is that way so it will only lighten the areas that are darker, and it won't really affect the areas that are already light. So it's only affecting the outer lip line. And I'm going to be doing this all around my lips. Again, selecting from the area around the lip area. Again, I'm working with my clone stamp tool set to lighten mode on the brush, and the layer is also set to lighten. That way this technique works. So you're just going to go all around the lip area, selecting from the closest area to the lip line. That way it still looks natural. And again, it's all trial and error when it comes to retouching. So sometimes I have to go through an area a couple of times until I get it just right. Because I don't want to have any sort of pattern that makes it look like it was retouched. And that's looking pretty good already. I basically just grabbed my healing tool to fix that little area right there. That was bothering me a little bit. So now I'm going to do another layer, and this one's going to set lips darken. So basically, the opposite of lighten. We're going to set our clone stamp brush to darken, and we're going to select our layer opacity to darken as well. And I just got out of the Photoshop real quick. Windows 8, so tricky. Touch a key and gets you out. So pretty much we're going to be doing the same thing, but we're going to inverse the selection again. That way we're working on the inside of our lips instead of the outer area of our lips. So inverse our selection again, and now we're working on the inside part. So we're going to use our clone stamp tool and just darken that edge so it gives me a nice sharp edge. You don't have to do this. You can only do the outside and it'll still look pretty natural and soft, but I like perfection. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the inner area as well. Some people like to do this. You can also do this without making a selection of the lips, and you can just basically manually freestyle it if you want a more natural look. But I like perfect lines, so this is why I make a selection. Plus, I'm not good at making like good straight lines if I was freehanding this, so that's why I make a selection and feather it. So he's gonna go all around. And that's pretty much it. And then we're gonna deselect our selection, and we got our perfect lips. This is a perfect lip line now. And I'm just gonna group these two layers into a folder. That way I can toggle them on and off, and I don't have to toggle them individually. So that's pretty much what our lips look like now. Right now I'm just thinking about what should I do next, really. I take really a long time when I'm retouching because as I'm retouching, I don't know what I want to do next, and I just like go for whatever pops at me quickly. So now I'm thinking I'm gonna work on the skin, so I'm gonna be doing some dodge and burn. I have a preset for the dodge and burn, but it's pretty much easy. What I have set up for my dodge and burn is a 50% gray layer set to soft light, and then I have two basically like help layers. One is set to black and white and one is set to curves. These help layers are just there temporarily and they're just there to help me see the areas that need work on, and then I erase them afterwards. So basically what I'm going to be working on is on the dodge and burn layer, which is a new layer filled to 50% gray. And I'm going to be working with a white and black brush, and I'm going to set my flow to 1% and my opacity to like around 75%. And then I'm going to use the X key on my keyboard to toggle between the white and black, which you'll see the white and black switching when I hit my X key. So this, I use black to basically darken areas that are too light, and I use white to lighten areas that are too dark. And what that does is it just evens out the skin tone without losing any of the texture. I fix skin with only dodging and burning. I don't use any other techniques such as frequency separation anymore. I don't use any type of blurring. It's just pretty much dodge and burn, darkening and lighten pixels to get an even pattern. So that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. Just darkening all these areas just to fix the shape of her nose. Due to the way the lining fell, it kind of made it look a little bit crooked. So I'm just going to straighten out her nose. Literally straighten her nose with simply dodging and burning. The simply fixing the way the shadow falls in your face will change the structure of your features. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So just keep watching. I'm pretty much going to fast forward to this so it goes a little faster because I take at least like 30 minutes to work on the skin. So yeah. So I'm pretty much what I'm doing is that I darken the curves layer just so I can see better certain areas more than others. And I like to zoom in and out when I dodge and burn. That way I can see everything that really needs work. Because if you stay just zoomed in at one percentage, then once you zoom out, you look at it and you're like, oh my God, this looks horrible. So it's good to zoom in and out frequently. That way you see how the structure of the face is changing. So I'm just showing you pretty much like what I've done so far as the dodge and burn. Like it's nothing too major because she had pretty good skin to begin with, but I'm still gonna continue to work on a little bit more on her skin just to get that nice even tone. So again, I will fast forward some more. That way you can start seeing. It's like dodging and burning takes a long time. And the you can't really see like the change that much until you're really done in the end. You'll start to see it once you start to toggle your layer on and off. That way you can see what have you changed, how well does it look, have you changed any structure. But yeah, so I'm just gonna continue dodging and burning some more. Now, pretty much what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna continue to dodge and burn, but without my help layers on. So I'm gonna dodge and burn like directly onto the color. I mean, directly on the same layer I was dodging and burning, but with my help layers turned off. That way I can see how the color is being affected. And there's certain areas that you can't really see while your black and white is on, because of there's color graduation and inconsistency. So I'm gonna be dodging and burning with the help layers off so I can see things exactly how it will look like in my final image. So I'm just gonna continue dodging and burning there. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to remove my help layers, such as the black and white and the curve layer that I had as an assistance to see the imperfections. And I'm going to just rename this micro dodge and burn. That way I will not get confused between this dodge and burn layer and my contouring dodge and burn layer. I'm going to be making a new dodge and burn layer for my contouring using my action, which is the same thing again. It's just a simple filled 50% gray layer. And I also have help layers for that on top. I'm going to be setting the opacity of this to 100 and the flow to about 15%, 10%, because I want the effects to be much, much stronger for this part of the contouring. And what I do with contouring is that I basically just enhance areas of the face that I really want my focus on. And I'm going to do that for my cheekbones, the sides of the nose, the hollow of the eyes, the lips, any area that I really want the eye to focus on, I'm going to enhance by either burning to make it darker and dodging to make it lighter. So it's pretty much contouring the same way you would contour with makeup, lighting, and that's pretty much it, really. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do now. As you can see, I'm just contouring all around her face. And what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna toggle all my layers off, and I'm gonna remove, like, if there's an area that you don't like how the dodge and burn look, you can remove it by just selecting a brush and setting the color to 50% gray and just painting gray on the area that you don't want, and that removes the effect of the dodging and burning. So I'm gonna remove it from the eyes because I didn't really like how it looked. Gave her a kind of bit of a cloudy eye look, so I'm gonna be removing the effect from her eyes. Well, guys, I'm going to basically just stop right here for the video, or else I will be making a very long video. But you can pretty much see the way I do micro dodge and burning, I contour, and how I fix lips. I will fast forward through the rest of the retouch so that you can see everything else I did. I won't be able to narrate anymore, but I'll make sure to make smaller videos just focusing on different areas of a beauty retouch. Just make sure to send me a message on any area that you might have concerns that you want to learn more about, and I will do a short video on those different sections of a beauty retouch. So I hope you guys enjoy so far everything I've done, and yeah, keep watching and make sure to subscribe. Thank you.